Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to Zanzibar. So for those who may not know, I am currently in quarantine in South Korea. This is day 2. I'm in the process of becoming an English teacher over here through the EPIC program. I might do a video detailing that process at a later point if I get really bored. It's been a super long, semi-complex, and very stressful process. But I figured for the time being that I would do a little vlog, mukbang, whatever you want to call it, of the food that we've been getting over here in quarantine. That's actually, like it's decent, man. I'm fucking with it. So hold on, let me open up that pack, and I'll show you everything that is inside. Okay, so this is, I think it's sweet and spicy pork, and you obviously eat that with this very large portion of rice that I've been given. We've got some, I think these are fried sweet potatoes. Those are looking pretty yummy. We've got a little bit of semi-dubious looking corn salad, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And then we've got a nice little peach and green salad with, I think, strawberry dressing. There's also a soup. Oh god, I gotta get this open with one hand. Don't spill, don't spill. Okay, lit. Oh, well, I think this is some kind of pumpkin bean thing. It's not looking super hot, but like everything else, I'll give it a chance. Ooh, I also got a little apple pie, but I think I'm going to save that for later because this is just a lot here right now. Okay, so let's get into it. I got my cup of tea. That probably needs to get done steeping. So yeah, it's really just been a crazy and kind of a surreal experience being here so far. Coming from the United States, where everything is chaotic and crazy, to a place where they're actually taking the virus seriously and things are kind of orderly, even though it is a little bit of an inconvenience. It's been a super positive thing for me because I just could not take the crazy chaotic bullshit that's going on in the States right now. I've been out of college for maybe 6-8 months at this point, and life in the working world, working during the pandemic, basically making minimum wage, not being compensated beyond that for the conditions I was working in, dealing with anti-maskers, dealing with all the fucking political nonsense that's going on right now. It was just, yeah, kind of driving me a little nuts. So, especially because I didn't get to quarantine at all, really, when the virus started, because I was working and all that. It's nice to have this little 2-week block government mandated where I don't need to do anything, worry about anything except eating this food. So I suppose I've spent enough time yabbing and I should get into it. I'm gonna try to get a nice bite of pork with a little bit of rice. You know, it's actually got a pretty good kick to it. It's kind of fire. Man, sometimes they give you soy sauce. I wish I had just like a little packet of soy sauce to pour over the rice because the portion of pork is actually quite small. But it's good. The food in general has been quite good. Earlier today, I had probably, very surprisingly to me, like the best salmon I've ever had. I mean, I guess it's not that surprising considering my proximity to the sea and all that, but I was not expecting that off like a quarantine meal, and just something that I'm sure that the regular salmon that you could get in a restaurant or a fish market in Korea is probably twice as good as that stuff, but it really was gas. And I mean, shit, I guess, I'm kind of paying for all this. This quarantine was 1,600 US dollars that I had to pay out of pocket. Mmm, sweet potato, quite good. Usually with the Epic program and all that, they pay to fly you out typically, or you get reimbursed for your flight. They pay for your housing, so a lot of it's included. But for this year, the quarantine was not included, so everybody who's doing the program this year ended up having to pay that out of pocket. Which I mean, I understand because the school is the one that covers your expenses basically. So I get that they don't have that in their budget. Mm, okay, mixing a sweet potato with the pork is phenomenal. I think the only bad meal, or the only bad item really that I've had so far is this completely cursed croissant sandwich that I had on my first night, and then the next morning here, it's like, I mean, the croissant itself was fine, but inside they had this like weird, it was basically coleslaw, but with a really, really sweet mayonnaise, and I'm just not into mayonnaise in general. So, I mean, that first night I kind of choked it down because I'd been flying for about 18 hours, and I was at the airport for about four, definitely 5 hours because the line at immigration was so crazy, crazy long. It took me like at least 2.5 hours just to get through immigration. So I'd gone a long, and then there was a 2 hour bus ride to get here. So I'd gone a long time without food. So I choked it down, but it was cursed, and I will never ever eat it again. Okay, let's try some of this corn. I hope this isn't mayonnaise, but I think it is. Okay. It is, but it's a different kind of mayonnaise, and it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's a little tangy. I could stomach that. This meal overall pretty good. Really, really enjoying the pork. Obviously, the biggest pleasures in life are always the most haram. Oh, and I still need to try the soup. Okay, let me go in on some tea for a second, and then I'm gonna unpack my little spoon and try that. God, I am so embarrassing. Okay, I think I got some potato. A little bit of vegetable in here. That's quite good. I can't say I've ever had a flavor like that, quite like that before. It's very salty. A little bit, God, I want to say it's almost a little fishy, but I can also taste the pumpkin in there. Pretty interesting. I'm fucking with it. Let's have a little bit of greens and some peaches. Ooh, doesn't that look so nice? Hell yeah, dude. So, really, I've just been... I mean, it's only day 2, so I'm not going too stir crazy yet. I've just been chilling. Really enjoying myself in here, honestly. It's super peaceful. I just have a bunch of time to, like, read. I've been reading Catch-22, which I started at the airport once I got here, and I'm loving it so far. I haven't read a book. I studied English while I was in college, and I kind of got burnt out on reading after doing that because it was just something that I associated with school, and I was like, fuck that. But this is the first book that I've read in like a couple of years where I'm just like doing it for pure pleasure, and I can't put it down. I don't want to put it down. It's just the dialogue, and the variety of characters and like the sheer madness that is able to convey. It's super fun. I love a book where I can just kind of chuckle on every single page, I really like to read for humor, and Catch-22 definitely has that. Let's go for a little more soup. Oh, okay, we got some zucchini in here. That's really good. Yeah, I'm beginning to like zucchini. It was always one of those things when I was a kid, and I just couldn't stand it. Wanted to avoid it at all costs, but you're starting to, win me over a little bit. Zucchini is kind of friendly. I was picking a lot of zucchini over the summer, so maybe that also gave me a better affinity. Or more respect. Because that shit was no fun. Fuck picking squash and zucchini all fucking day. And that shit sucks. It's really easy to kind of romanticize physical labor after you go to college, like just basically sitting on your ass all the time. You're like, oh, or at least I was like, oh, I kind of I want to get my, my hands dirty, and I want to put my knees on the ground and just fucking pick vegetables all day. And I got a job on a farm for a little bit, but honestly, that's just cancer, dude. There's a reason that people don't fucking do that shit anymore, and we have a bunch of machines to do farm work for us for the most part. Because it sucks. And there's no two ways about that. Let's see. What else have I been doing in quarantine? Watching a lot of YouTube. I've been making mixes. I might drop a link to my latest mix in the description. I like to DJ a lot. If anybody's seen a few previous videos of mine, you might know that. Drain Gang shit. Whatever. Emo shit. SoundCloud bullshit. I've been scheming on buying a scooter. That's also one thing that I've been doing in quarantine, is looking at used scooters. It's probably what I'm gonna either blow my first paycheck, excuse me, or my first tax return on whenever I get either of those. So catch me on a fucking scooter, I guess, riding around rural Korea and shit. Because that's probably where I'll be. I have this feeling, because you never know where you're going to be placed in Korea. I mean, you know the province and stuff, but even when you get here, even when you go through orientation, you never know until the last day of orientation where they do this big ceremony and they tell everybody where they're going, and then immediately you're off. And it just is what it is. You go where they put you. Some people get lucky, get put in a really cool metropolitan area, and some people get put out in the sticks. I have a feeling I'll get put out in the sticks, but I'm honestly looking forward to that. Korea is a country where you can basically get anywhere you need to go really fast. And even faster if you have a scooter that you can at least ride to like the train station or something. So hopefully I'll get on that wave. I've always wanted a moped anyway. Lukewarm sweet potato warms my soul. Even though it's lukewarm, it still warms my soul. Everything, these meals are always like super lukewarm, but I honestly don't mind it. Don't have a microwave or a fridge. What are you gonna do? Well, I'm taking a really long time to eat, so I think that I'm probably going to end the video here, considering that it's already ran up 16 fucking minutes, and that's kind of ridiculous. And yeah, hopefully I'll be doing more vlogs, quarantine meal, bullshit, whatever in the future. I'll probably post links to all my relevant social medias and music and, Zoomer bullshit. But yeah, thanks anyone who watched to the end. I think that's a feat of engineering in itself. So, deuces. Catch you later.